All right, so today's video is about everyone's abusive ENTJ parents. Apparently, most people have ENTJ parents, mom or dad, that tends to be or has to be an ENTJ because they're abusive. So these kids are traumatized because of these supposed ENTJs are so horrible. Now, I will say that ENTJs are not the only type that has problems. I think that people often think their parents are ENTJs because ENTJs are often known for control. But let me clarify this real quick. ENTJs typically are not micromanagers. Okay, so if you're being micromanaged in your life, it's probably not an ENTJ. ENTJs comprise 1.8% of population around the world. That's 1.8%. So that's very rare. So if everybody's having ENTJ parents, that's weird because numbers don't add up. So it's not likely that your parents are ENTJs. Sorry to break it to you. Just because you want to pin the blame on ENTJs, we can take it. No worries, we can take it. But I think the issue is that you guys are mistyping your parents because of the control element. Your parents are most likely STJs. If not that the STJs are abusive, but they're most likely STJs if you're feeling micromanaged or micro-controlled. It's very likely that they're STJs, especially ESTJs who are notorious for control, whereas ENTJs are notorious to empower people so they don't have to control, micromanage. ENTJs are very big picture minded. If they find themselves working with the details, they find themselves overwhelmed and stressed. So it's important to understand that. In addition, if you're not all ENTJs are abusive. I don't know where people get this connotation. I mean, yeah, we have our directness and it can be offensive, but I don't know where people feel that, oh, because my parents are abusive or they're sadistic, I hate ENTJs because they're like that. I think that's not the way to approach this. I think the way to approach this is you can't really type people who are mentally unhealthy because they're not functioning appropriately. Myers-Briggs, specifically in Myers-Briggs Code of Ethics, is it's meant for healthy, developed individuals. It's not meant for people who have mental issues. It doesn't type those type of people. It's not meant for that. It's meant for very healthy individuals. So you can't type people who are unhealthy in that regard. It's very difficult. Now you can speculate, feel free. I mean, you can look at shadow functions and maybe how they're erupting into personality, that type of thing, but it's really not going to be as effective. Myers-Briggs loses its power over the people who are not as healthy. So it's imperative that you guys understand that. And it's likely your parents could be of any type and they're just mentally unhealthy, and it could be an eruption of TE in the inferior that forces control upon you. It could be a shadow TE. It could be a auxiliary TE. It could be a tertiary TE. You don't know. It could be any type. So it's important to understand that and how it manifests in personality. So, and it's the same with FE. FE can be used to manipulate. So it's not about them all being ENTJs and forced to control. I mean, parents, they're all going to have their style based on how parents they are. But I would like my kids to make, well, I don't have kids, but if I were a parent, I would definitely want my kids to be empowered to make their own decisions and to be aware of the consequences before they make those decisions, because that's what's going to really empower them to make mature decisions and realize that there are consequences. Hopefully there's a future sight that they're able to see those consequences involved. So that being said, ENTJ parents is a short message today. ENTJ parents are not actually ENTJ parents. These abusive ENTJ parents, very unlikely. They're probably any type. There's no more likely they're going to be of the SJ category because that's the most abundant population group in Myers-Briggs. So probably SJs. Stereotypes involved. The ENTJs are, again, 1.8% of the population. So it's very rare that you're going to have an ENTJ parent. It is possible, but it's just not as likely. So keep that in mind. That abuse is not related to Myers-Briggs cognition. Control is not related to Myers-Briggs cognition when it comes to unhealthy individuals. So keep that in mind. It's important that you guys understand that because there's a lot of aspects when it comes to mentally underdeveloped people. Anyway, hopefully that covers that message. I don't want people to lay blame on ENTJs for those things, whereas it's not necessary to do that. If there's any particular things out there that have connotations like that, it's important that you stand against and protect other types as well, not just your type, but your type, everyone's type, because everybody's type has advantages in this world, and it's not because these ENTJ parents are so abusive. I think that's absolutely insane. You know, like ENTJ parents probably wouldn't even be focused on that smaller of a picture, to be honest with you, unless they're mentally unhealthy, which you don't know what type they are. Myers-Briggs, again, loses its tenacity when it comes to mentally undeveloped or mentally insane people. So abuse is not condoned in any type, regardless of what type you are. All right, so with that being said, I hope that covers this message, and keep that in mind and move forward with your journey, and hopefully you can work out your issues with your parents. If you're having some issues at home, hopefully you can get those things resolved and you can push forward and accomplish your goals. Thanks so much.